When I gave birth, it was like, what's gonna happen next?
Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluwajoba. If it's your first time here, welcome. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, join the family, like, and leave your comments below. Today I'm shooting with, you guys already see them, these beautiful mamas, my sisters, in the hood. This is Laide. She's a fellow YouTuber. I'm going to leave her YouTube name on the screen. So please check out her YouTube channel and subscribe. Join her family as well. And this is my other sister, Sister Helira. And she's also a mom as well. And she's come here to join us. So say hello to the people. All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about the realities of postpartum. We all are moms by the grace of God. And I think Laide's son is the eldest out of the three of us.
Really?
Yeah, because I think we had our children at about the same time.
Yeah, just about a few months.
Few months interval. Yeah, her son is 2. My son is 1 year, 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine are 1 year, 5 months.
So it was can you see, it's like a month. Yeah, I remember it was in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a month apart. But yeah, so today we're going to be discussing all about, the postpartum realities. And we hope that you guys enjoy this conversation with us. And if you're also a mom who's gone through postpartum, please drop your comments in the comment section. What you think, how was your experience, and what you think about this. And if you're an intending mom, still let us know what you think about all that we're going to discuss today. So let's jump right in, guys. Tell me, how was recovery? Let me start from recovery because I feel like there's a whole story from, having your child and childbirth and all that. And hopefully in the coming months, I will also sit here with other moms and talk about that phase. But yeah, let's talk about recovery. How was your recovery?
It was hard. So I had a C-section and I was released 5 days post-op.
Okay.
Yeah, and then coming back home, it felt really weird not having any abdominal strength. So like I can't just lie down and get up like I used to. So I had to like reprogram my mind like this body needs some time to rest.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like you have to get up on your side and all this. So
It felt like that's almost like pregnancy because when you are like,
I used to stand up like this.
no, I mean when you're like maybe 9 months or 8 months.
Stand up like a zombie.
Really? Because I know that then we will stand up from our
They
side.
always tell me that.
Yeah.
But I never used to
You have
listen.
coconut hair.
Until after, like I didn't have a choice, but it
Yeah.
wasn't too terrible. It was hard, but not too bad.
Nice. Oh, by the way, guys, she has twins. Like, she's a super mom.
Really, like really. I want to say thank you, Jesus.
Thank you,
because,
Jesus.
Yeah, without Jesus, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so precious to me to have kids. I've waited for so long.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then when I gave birth, it was like, what's gonna happen next? And they said, stand up, let's clean the party dress, like in the hospital.
Yeah.
The party dress is the blood, everything.
Yeah.
And I felt my legs. What's happening? Like it was so painful. I had a no delivery vaginal. It paved way. After that, it was just 11 or 15 minutes apart. The boy came. So it was quite very easy.
so amazing.
But after that, I thought I'll just stand up like a normal person. Even
After
to the
having
toilet,
two.
yeah, I felt so much pains. But I think my advantage was I was not released immediately.
Okay.
So I had 11 days in the hospital.
Okay.
And those 11 days helped me a lot. I could already walk well and all that. So
That's a
She
long
has-
time.
yeah, because she has
yeah,
twins.
because I had twins. One had to go through examination. They had to monitor me, teach me how to breastfeed, and then the baby boy also had to go through checks. If any one of them doesn't pass the check,
Yeah.
then
You
they
don't-
tell
you don't- yeah.
you're not qualified to go.
Yeah.
They'll check everything. So it wasn't easy, but got to control.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine. Like, I used to want to have twins. When I always wanted to have twins, but when I had my son, I was like, God, you know me. You know what I am coming with. Because, bruh, 1 is a lot. 2,
If you had to, you would cope.
Yeah,
honestly.
the Bible. The Bible says that one shall chase 1,000, and 10 shall chase 10,000. Literally, like that's how I feel like having twins and taking care of twins is, and having to breastfeed them on both. And did you do exclusive breastfeeding?
No.
Okay.
I started, I had to, at the time my
You had
doctor said,
ginger.
at the time my doctor said, do you want to die? I switched to after milk.
Yeah,
At the
after
time
meal.
when I was breastfeeding the baby girl, she was like, I was crying while she was sucking because it was so painful.
Painful.
Yeah, so like, I had to. It was, but truly, if you had twins, you love them.
Of course.
Every day I wake up very grateful.
You
So
know,
the strength just comes
comes.
from somewhere. God is faithful.
Yeah,
Like
he
it
is.
just comes. So no
Yeah.
regrets. I would have
No
another
regrets.
twins and another twins
If you have
if
to,
God gives me. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's how.
My own recovery was it was fast, I'd say. I also had vaginal birth, and I was released, I think, the 4th day, because the 3rd day the doctor didn't come. So 4th day morning, I gave birth on a Monday, and then on Thursday morning we were asked to go. Everything, the baby was fine, everything checked and all. But I think the advantage that I had as well, which we'll also get to, is support. But yeah, recovery was pretty quick for me. Like my own body in this instance, I healed pretty quickly. I stopped bleeding, I think, on the 4th day or 3rd day I got home or something like that. Yeah, so recovery for me was also good as well. All right, so one of the things I want us to actually talk about is momming without a village. So if you are watching, I'm sure from the way we mentioned it, you understand what we mean. That's momming without help, going through it without help, especially as first-time moms. All of us here are actually first-time moms. And yeah, so let's talk about it. Did you get help, Lady?
I have to laugh or I will not cry. No, it was just my husband and I, and it was hard. The one thing I struggled with was sleep. Me, I have to sleep. If I don't sleep, I don't get
You're
myself
not functioning properly.
during the day. And with a newborn, it's every 3 hours you are breastfeeding, you are
Yeah.
feeding, and so it was tough. Did
So
you
you
have
didn't have
help?
help? Yes, actually, I had help. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law actually came. Yeah. So we wanted them to stay for like 6 months, obviously, but thanks to Schengen, they were given just 1 month. So they stayed for about 3 weeks because my son had not even clocked 1 before they went back. And but I remember that those 3 weeks that they stayed is is something that I cannot trade. I will forever be grateful for, because I mean my mom is late, so having that support, yeah, and she did it, they did it for me like it was, I mean, it's also their, I mean, they're my parents at the end of the day, but we know we hear about this mother-in-law banter and stuff. And I remember that when they came, I was like, I wanted them, my mother-in-law would say, because she wanted me to sleep, just going back to your sleep, this thing, she would say when it's night I should, and because I was pumping as well, because I exclusively breastfed my baby for 6 months. So I was because I was pumping, she would tell me, you know what, I will take the pumped breast milk, you go and sleep, I will wake up to feed the baby in the midnight. And I told her, I was like, no, I don't want that. In as much as I appreciated that, I just felt you guys will be here for 3 weeks. When you guys go after 3 weeks, what then happens to me?
Yes,
You
because
know,
you're used
was
to
thinking
yeah, then
about
I
that
would I
too,
would
yeah.
also be used to sleeping, and then when you guys go, it would that
Yeah,
it
it's
would not
not be a
be
problem.
struggle. So
Yeah.
when, even though they were around, I would, myself and my husband would take turns in the midnight to feed the baby, take care of the baby. But yeah, I had help, and I wouldn't like, I don't know how you guys do it, but man, it was amazing. Did you get help?
well, I'll say yes and I'll say no.
Okay.
When I came out of the
Hospital.
hospital, after 2 days, my husband traveled. So I was left with two babies. Yeah, he traveled because it was a compulsory course he had to do. So he went for it and I was alone. So
I know,
yes,
right?
something happened. The strength just came. If you are there and you're the only option, it will happen.
Yeah.
So I had a friend come from Germany twice, a Ukrainian. She stayed in Germany. She said 7 days each.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was nice enough to do that. Then apart from that, I had help. My sisters are lovely, and thank God they've gone before me. Some of them, like about two, have had gone before me, so they know about these things. I call them. My mom is alive, thank God.
Thank
My
God.
mother-in-law is alive, so they talk to me consistently on what to do. Then at some point, I was alone all through this while, but getting help online. And my friend came, left. Later, she
She
came
came
for
again.
another days. Then I also
Had people.
we had to get to babysitters.
Okay.
Yeah, from Tallinn here, freelancing, and then they helped us, and they've been helping us. Somehow it seems I'm alone, but not
But you
alone.
have,
Yes. So
yeah.
the
with
time, to be honest, I had to run away. Yeah.
I like the way she said I had to run
Yeah,
away.
I had to run away from Estonia because my husband came, so he picked us and took us to Nigeria. So we stayed with my mother-in-law, and we also stayed with my
Wow.
mom.
So you have a lot of people.
Yes, my mom
Yeah,
was
it
my
is
mom was
required.
very happy. In fact, when we came back, she was like crying, "Bring my children," you know.
Aw.
So we had a good time. At
Nice.
4 months, I think I was out
When
of
you
Tallinn.
okay.
I stayed there for months.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
I stayed there for
I should
months.
have
I was
done that
thinking about
too.
it.
Yeah, I stayed there for
about going
months.
home
Then my
too.
husband later came and picked us
Yeah,
back.
it's
So
required.
Okay.
Though.
Nice.
yeah, that's what we did.
Your husband is Odogu. Tell him that I said he's Odogu. He's the man.
For me, I struggled with breastfeeding at the beginning part, but luckily the hospitals here have help. So they referred me to a lactation consultant. I had like 3 sessions, and from there it was smooth sailing afterwards. So yeah,
Nice. And breastfeeding.
Yeah.
it was so painful.
I remember that. I remember that I came back from the hospital because when they pulled out my son and they put him on my breast, he latched like immediately. And he just dragged me while I was there like this. They have not even cleaned me up, right? So when he finished and they took him to clean him up, the lady came and said she wanted to clean me up and stuff. By the time we went back to the room that we had booked, and they said I should feed the baby, he couldn't latch anymore. So I had to struggle a bit in the hospital. But thankfully, somebody had told me to go with my breast pump. So in the midnight, I brought out my breast pump and I just started pumping. But by the time I got home, guys, the pain, I don't know if it's the same thing with you guys. The pain that you get when your child sucks at that first 2 weeks, that first, it was so mind blowing. And I remember my mother-in-law was like, Joba, keep feeding him. The more he feeds, the more
The milk comes. Yeah.
I was like, I had to tell her, I said, no, mommy. Because it got to a point where when my son says he's hungry, I get scared.
Yeah.
So it's like, please don't be hungry. Please don't be hungry. You know? And I got scared because it was each time it sucked, I had this very sharp head pain.
The pumping at that point will be painful because the nipples are
The
just
pumping was even better. I don't know
really
why.
like,
The pumping was even better for me. So I now told my mother-in-law that, you know what? If he's supposed to feed, let's say 12 times in a day, I'm going to feed him directly on my boobs twice a day. You see the 10 times that is left, I'm going to pump. So I just kept pumping. I had like a whole freezer of milk. I just started pumping. So by the time we did that for like 5 days, my breast healed, my nipple healed. And then I started loving to pump, to breastfeed him. And then after that, I just breastfed him straight for 6 months. But I was like, I think that's another I want us to talk about. Like that idea that just keep feeding.
Yeah, the truth is that I always wonder why nobody tells you, moms out there, I'm sorry, nobody tells you the real picture. Now,
because you don't want to have
yeah,
children.
I have a sister. Yeah, I have a sister. Kept saying, take Milo milk, drink.
Yeah.
Have enough fluids in you.
Yeah.
I want the milk to be more.
Flowing.
But she never mentioned anything about the pain. You know, when I was in the hospital, I was on a video call with my husband. So the girl, my baby Tara, when she was sucking, I was crying, shouting. I was like, my husband was like, "Why are you shouting?" I said, "She's doing something." To me, it's a strange feeling. She was so much pain. I can still
Yeah.
it was like as much as pushing out the baby, honestly.
It's a lot,
I felt
actually.
so, and I was sad because I think she would if it's not that she's a child, maybe she'll feel embarrassed. I'm sure.
You know that thing you're
I
shouting.
never knew breastfeeding was something else.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so painful. Trust
It
us.
Sorry to interrupt. I used to be scared to take a shower during those first week because of how sore my
So,
nipples are. Like I don't want the water to touch it. So
Yeah.
I would really like this. I'll take my bath like it was.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, it's actually quite painful.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're a mom out there as well, I feel like maybe you can do what I did if you are able to pump.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it really helps me. After that 5 days, if anytime I now start feeling lazy to pump, I would be like, just bring him.
You know,
Let him suck. Like, because it had healed. And then I was
yeah, sorry to interrupt you. The gag there is that some children will not want to suck from you again if you give them the bottle. Some children are
yeah,
like,
they said
once
so,
they get
yeah.
the bottle, they don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
go again. So some mothers are skeptical about find what works for
And
you.
I
Yeah,
read
true.
also that there's a time frame to
Oh.
keep the milk, right? That you've pumped out.
Yes, yes. If it's in the refrigerator, I think it can stay for a few days. But if it's in the freezer, so if it's in, you know that we have a fridge. The fridge has a.
Yeah.
If it's in that kind of freezer, like that has a fridge compartment as well, it can only stay for a couple of maybe like 1 month or 2 months. I can't remember. But if it's that you put in a freezer that is a freezer on its own, it can stay as long as 6 months,
Months, yeah,
1 year.
that,
Yeah.
That long.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what I did was after 6 months, I still had like a full stash. So I started bringing them out and started bathing my baby with it because it helps with the skin as well.
Yeah.
I did the research because I was like, I can't be throwing this thing away now. It's work, yeah, because it has what's it called, oils, natural oils and
Mosquito
stuff.
bites, anything,
Yeah.
like, it just disappear.
Yeah, so that's what I did. So if you're a mom as well and you have a stash and your child is outgrowing the breastfeeding stage, you can like bathe your child in. So after what I do is after bathing my child, I would put like maybe 4 or 5 sachet. It's usually in a sachet.
Not bottles.
No, when you preserve it, you take it from the bottle. They are breastfeeding sachet, yeah.
The one they sell in baby
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
Okay.
So when you buy them, when you put them inside, I take like 5. I pour it in his bathtub and then put some water just to dilute it a bit, and then just leave him there to just play in it. Yeah, it helps with the skin. My boy has a very dry skin, but I see that when I do that, it used to help him, and now his skin is a lot better. So yeah, that's what you can do also with your breast milk. If you are not sure, don't throw it away. It's gold, liquid gold.
Now you know.
Literally liquid gold. But you talked about how much support you had, but since you didn't have support, how did you manage the sleep deprivation and the emotional buhaha? Or let me put it this way: the fact that you didn't have help for you now at the initial stage, what did it cause? Like, how did it affect you?
Yeah, it affected me because I wouldn't say much
Yeah.
because usually somebody that I don't really sleep much. Yes, I
Nice
should
sleep, oh.
read my Bible, pray, do things. I'm that kind of person that you can reach out to me by 3 a.m. and you get me for some reason. I'm just trained like that. Maybe during university days, I had a life of studying, but then I noticed that food was a problem.
Okay.
I was the only one with the 2 children. So it's either I order fast food, which is not good for me at that time, or I cook. So at the time they are sleeping, people always say sleep. But for me,
Right.
it was something that was not doable because it's either I go to the kitchen, prepare some stew, do something because I needed food to
Yeah.
survive.
Were they on the same sleep schedule?
Yes, I had to
Okay,
train
that's
them.
good.
At least that God helped me so much. They were always sleeping together.
Okay.
And even if they don't sleep, the intervals would just be 30 minutes
Okay.
apart. So I was good with that. But food was a problem. And I don't like stale foods. I don't cook and put it in the fridge. No, I don't like that. It's hard for me.
Sister, I should move to your house. So how about?
I don't like that. I don't. There are so many things.
Yeah.
I like quality food. and at the time
If
I
it's in
can
the freezer,
get
it's
it.
not quality.
I somehow I don't just really like food
Yeah, I
like
don't
that.
mind you. As long
Yeah.
as it's good.
Yeah,
I'm telling
I
you.
really don't like food that I lose interest.
Okay.
I want to see food prepared nice. I eat it and I forget about it.
Oh, wow.
If it remains, there's this.
So if I come to your house now, there's no food in your freezer.
No, I don't have stew in my freezer. No, no egusi, nothing. When I go somewhere and I see people stock so many soup,
Me, I'm even planning on buying a bigger freezer
no, me, I
than the
don't do
freezer that I
that.
have. So I stock more. Because on Saturday I just cook,
No,
stock the freezer.
yeah, no, I don't really do like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
so I had problems with that. Then I had people, at least somebody I was talking to also in Thailand. She was of great help, her and the family. They would always bring me water like in kegs. But
Okay.
I would find myself drinking.
A lot of
So
water.
yeah. So the challenges I had as at then was I was the only one that was fully around. Then I need to also satisfy my own personal needs, personal growth.
Yeah.
Then sometimes like you want to peep on the internet to see what could you do
Do
to help
better.
yourself,
Yeah.
to like managing twins. I had this woman who helped me a lot throughout pregnancy. You could check her up. She has a channel. She's in the US, to university.
I'm going to put it on the
Yeah.
screen.
So she took me through first week of no, not first week of pregnancy because yes, through fifth week of pregnancy. She does it week by week.
Okay.
So when I found out that I had two embryos, I was following her. So she has a site you could buy a lot. She it's very educative. So she walked me through and so you need personal time for yourself apart from them. So I give up sleep. Then when I went to
Wow.
Nigeria, all that stress I dumped it on my mom. Sometimes I'll just go. My dad and my mom can. She's a bitch. She has gone out. You can just say, I'm gone and I'm gone. Hey, where are you? You kept things at home. My sisters would count me. You'd leave the
Yeah.
children. I'll just drive off. That's I'll just have a
Mommy time.
I know, right?
And when I went to Lagos, my mother-in-law too, she'll keep the kids and tell me and my husband
To go.
at the time me and my husband were looking for he wanted to take me for a worship concert in Lagos because I was like, oh, all this worship
Experience
concert.
and
No,
all.
that was not experience
Okay.
time. So we went to another one to stay. We stayed in the Ikoyi there. We found a hotel. We slept. My mother-in-law was like, you guys should not come
You
home.
know.
And we go on beach. We stayed with her just 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I didn't bathe the kids
At
even once.
all.
You understand? So we went to the beach. Me and my
Wow.
husband.
Amazing.
Yeah, we had
Like-
fun, ate out. So
Yeah, I will not go to
honestly,
Nigeria like
parents
this.
are priceless.
Yeah,
they are
I think when you give birth to yours, you appreciate them even more
Yeah.
because they work.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you didn't get support, what would you say? How would you say it affected you?
For one, I prepared my mind beforehand. I
Okay.
knew it was going to be just me and my husband. So like recalibration of my mind, gangster mode.
Yeah.
So my husband was really helpful because he does all the cooking. I didn't have to think about groceries.
Yeah, my husband is
So
He's
all
a
that
chef.
was on him.
Yeah.
And then on some nights he would tell me to go and sleep and I'll leave the child with him. He'll take care of the feeding. So it was like we're doing shift work.
yeah.
That was how we still through like the first few months until we stabilized.
Yeah.
I know her husband. Her husband, he actually helped me. One time I was in school in the university and I was just going on straight and I wanted to take a short video of myself and I saw him. I said, please, Mr. Sheriff, can you help me? Then one day we had worship experience, a program I actually organize every November, Passion for Christ conference. And then we called him to cook. He did for us and he brought it home. After the program, we all ate. And it was nice. People were rushing the food. Like, I was like, who is this Mr. Sheriff? You cook, you want to compete with me? Like,
He took all the meals.
Yeah, he
It was
cooked,
a
yeah.
big burden of
Yeah,
so it was
he
just
was
me
so
and the
nice,
baby
yeah.
and our sleep
Yeah.
battle. But-
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that for me anyway, I had support. So I didn't really, I was able to sleep. I think it was when they left, then the sleep deprivation started because we needed to now shuffle things up, I remember I used to say that I take night shifts, my husband would take morning shifts. So when we wake up, he would stay with the baby and work as well, and then I would be able to sleep. And yeah, I feel like emotionally, I'm not sure. I can't really say I had any personally. I can't really say I had any bad experience emotionally. I think maybe because you've had time to prepare, like they said.
Exactly.
Even though I need to also say that nothing prepares you for motherhood. Like,
That's true.
it's when you jump into it, you will know that no matter how prepared you are still not that prepared. But the fact that you are a bit prepared then gives you a bit of leverage to say, okay, instead of you to fall down the wagon, you kind of have like a bit of a stepping stone compared to someone who isn't at all.
And also, I wanted to say something. Motherhood, you can learn from everywhere, but you have to own your story. Some things will be peculiar to you.
True.
I know at the time informations were coming, but
You cannot take everything.
yes, and no, not even apart from taking everything. There are some things that are not even correct.
Yeah.
Like the part where I know some in some countries like Nigeria, Africa, where they say when you give birth to the baby 3 times a day, it doesn't work here. One, Estonia is very cold. Secondly, you remove the natural oils. You remove the natural oils from the baby, and it's not nice. So, and then there are some informations that are just myths.
Yeah.
They are not
Myths,
verified.
yes,
People
yes,
just
yes.
start. So, own your story, do the right things.
And just
At
be
the end of the
careful.
day.
Yeah, be careful.
Talk to your midwife.
The
Yeah.
only thing I noticed about twins, right, when they were kids, I was thinking if the little one is sleeping and the other one is crying, then he'll wake up. No, they don't disturb each other. So no matter how anyone cries, it doesn't affect
The other one.
Maybe she wants to eat, she just eats and then sleeps back.
Oh wow.
So
That's good.
they don't. I don't know. At the time, I was like, is it that they don't hear each other or something?
They do.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, at the beginning, I didn't have to sleep train my baby. He would just sleep, wake up, normal newborn. It was when he was like about 7 months that we decided to sleep train him. So he started sleeping through the night at 7 months.
So he sleeps through the night
Even-
at 7 months.
Yeah, 7 months
He
till
doesn't
now.
wake up at all.
At all, no.
My son turned
Really?
1 before
Yeah.
he started sleeping through the night by himself.
He doesn't wake up
He
at all.
doesn't. So when he clocked 7 months, a few days or a few weeks after, we then sleep trained him. So after that, he would sleep through the night, no breast milk, nothing through the night. Because I breastfed him till he was like 11 months. So, and then when he clocked 11, he started reducing. We started reducing, and then we stopped eventually. But I think I was particular about the night feeding. So when we sleep trained him, and then by the next day or by the next, it took us, let me say, 3 days. So by the 4th day, we slept through the night. So there was no more night feeding, nothing. He started sleeping alone in his room.
I didn't have to sleep train, but I noticed like if he ate enough during the day, he wasn't waking up hungry at night. So I was doubling up on the afternoon feeds, the evening feeds, and then by 1 year old, he was sleeping through the night. Hallelujah. Yeah.
I think my son didn't used to wake up to feed. He used to wake up because he knows he could wake up. So it wasn't like he was hungry. He would just wake up and carry me or something like that, or pet me or something. Because we're almost losing our mind.
I know the feeling.
We're almost losing our minds.
When it seemed like I was losing my mind was that first. I don't know if your baby had colic. There was this colicky stage. My
Mine
son
didn't.
never had it.
Mine didn't.
Okay, my son never had it, but my daughter did. So she was always colicky gas, but it has no remedy.
Yeah,
Actually.
you just wait
when
it
you
out.
go to the pharmacy, what they tell you is they give you these things, but it doesn't help. So what I did was, a lady came to my house. She told me she massaged. She's from Azerbaijan, so they are good in such things. She's also one of the babysitters we had initially. She would massage the tummy, do that. Then I got also an idea from an auntie, a Russian auntie. She says we should take the thermometer, put it in olive oil, then insert in her anus gently. Then it releases gas. So it will help a bit gently. So at least. And after that, it reduced very well.
Yeah, I don't believe colic doesn't have a cure. Don't quote me, but do your research. So my son had colic between 4 and 5 weeks. And it was terrible. He was just crying. He was sleeping for 1 hour.
What?
1 hour.
Wow.
Like 1 hour sleep. So I wasn't sleeping. I was researching everywhere. And I found out that when he latches to suck, the very first milk that comes out has something in it. I don't remember the name. But anyway, the advice was pump out the very first milk before
You give him,
give
okay.
him. And with that,
Really?
just like magic,
But
in
you
one
know,
week, the
the
thing cleared.
okay, what I did was when I started making researches, I have a doctor friend. She told me that the very first milk that comes out, that's the, is it meconium, right?
That's
No,
at the
colostrum.
beginning.
That's at the beginning.
Cholesterol,
That's at the
That's
cholesterol.
beginning of the
That's when
this
you
thing.
just give
Okay,
birth.
Because that one,
colostrum.
that one, that
Yeah,
one goes out
colostrum.
after
That's
like a
like
week or
yeah,
something.
yellowish.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's very good.
No, that's very
Meconium is
good.
the green.
Meconium is poop.
Yeah,
No,
the
meconium
green,
is
yeah,
poop, yeah.
Okay, not that. So she told me that the cholesterol is very good. Then I went to, then she told me that the colic really has, she can't really say it has cure. And why I believed her is she's a certified medical doctor practicing for a long time. Then I went to this apteker, 24-hour Sudama.
Yeah.
You understand? I spoke to the pharmacist. She said to me that I'll be very honest with you. There are different products treated, but I can't guarantee that anyone works too.
wow.
You understand? So at the time, and I saw it on the internet that it's part
That's
of
what I
growth.
saw. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
it will
saw
just go
actually.
off naturally. So I don't really think that there's any doctor that says this is the cure.
No,
and it
no.
I think it's at the end of the day, it's what
Yeah.
works for
You
you. Like for
exactly. You
example,
have to find
that
out
works for you.
exactly.
Yes.
Find out what the problem is. If you can
Yes.
find the problem, you
Yeah.
can find solution.
Yeah. So
But
me,
just do your research
Yeah.
is what I would
the
say.
massage really helped. Very
You see,
well
so the
for my
massage will
baby.
help. Yours was breastfeeding,
Yeah, it
so
was
I think it's
breastfeeding.
different strokes for different, it's different
And they
folks.
gave us
Just
medicine too in the hospital. Colinex, that was the name of the drug. Yeah.
Okay.
so just do your research and make sure that you find help
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Find, like she said, find people who are practicing it, not just somebody who has some sort of, and when you try that, just seek help, and as much as possible professional help. Please, is that way you are safer, you're on the safer part
The
of the
information
spectrum.
is very
I can't really say much about that because I didn't experience it.
Lucky you.
So what advice would you give to new moms?
well. Babies or pregnancy or child is a gift from God. It's a beautiful thing. A lot of people have different stories flying out there. Don't be scared. If you're a Christian, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yeah.
If you're a Muslim, just believe that there's a God out there who gave you this and he's enough to strengthen you. Then we don't just rely on God to come and do our part.
Yeah.
There are 9 months of pregnancy in pregnancy. So I believe that God has a purpose for giving us that time. Don't just sleep, I'm pregnant, bring stress to
Lazy
your
around,
husband.
yeah.
Make researches. Talk to people who you know that they are very good. There are very intelligent people out there. I tell you, there are researches that could cost you 5 hours. But if you speak with an intelligent person, you get this information in 2 minutes. And when you talk to people, you know what is in their
Very
mind.
true.
So they help you. Then, as Stalin is, I know that a lot of people want to protect theirs, but there are still good people out there, you understand, that will be there for you, honestly. I told you there's a family here, they really helped me. From water, they helped me. And I'm that this kind of person who I don't like inconveniencing people. But at the time, I was like, me and my husband agreed he was away. He was like, talk to these people. And
They came through.
yeah, I hate inconveniencing people, but as at that time, I had two in my hands. You understand? So talk to people, then get knowledge. Knowledge is everywhere
Right.
right now.
I think that's one of the most important
Get
things I would
knowledge,
say. Do your research. Like
get knowledge.
when you are a new mom, so many, or when you get pregnant for the first time, so many things will be flying your way. And one of the things that I remember saying was that here they don't speak English that well. Like you won't get access to it. It's a lot better now, I would say. But when it comes to delivery, like I remember when I got pregnant, I didn't get antenatal that was in English. Or one that was online, right? And I did that. But I had to, myself and my husband had to do the research. I found this YouTube page that was, because I asked my midwife that, is there like a class that I can go to and they would like show me things to expect. Yes, they mentioned it in that class, but I felt like it was more theory rather than practical, right? So, and then she told me, she said, you know what, just go on YouTube. But make sure that the video that you're watching is not from a YouTuber. is from a professional, either a doctor or a midwife. So I went on YouTube and then I saw this YouTube page. I tell you for free that this was what helped me. I am not joking. God is the one that did it. Like, I don't give the glory to anybody and I don't take it either, right? But the Bible says that faith without works is useless. You cannot sit down and expect that God will come down and do your part. There's the God part and there's your part. Your part is the preparation. I went on YouTube and I found this page. This woman, literally, like, she had other couples who also, so she would show you everything, like up onto the ball, how to use the ball, what to expect in the first stage, what to expect in the second stage, what your husband is supposed to be doing, everything to the letter. It was even there I learned that when you are in labor, you don't sit down. Keep working, and that helped me. The core of what I'm saying is do your research. You need to know what to expect. You need to know, your husband also needs to know what to expect, so that, yeah, it's how to support you. It's not like when you get to hospital now, the man will now faint.
Actually, the informations are out there. It's just because maybe you don't
I'm
speak any
sorry.
other languages. For me, I could access a lot of information. I speak Russian,
Russian,
English
yeah.
fluently.
You
Then
speak
another
Russian.
thing again is a little bit of Estonian, you understand? So at least, yeah,
I'm
there
just
are a
learning
lot of
Estonian.
information out there. And also, in Ravi 18, they provide English antenatal
Yeah, that's
classes
where
at
I went
sometimes.
to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you
You know,
can
it was
also make do with
we
that.
gave birth during COVID now.
Yeah, during
Was it
COVID, things
COVID?
were very
I
different.
gave birth
There were no in-person
2022.
classes
I gave
during
birth in
COVID.
2021.
Okay.
So the year there was no in-person classes. It was online. Because I
Everything was
remember
online in
I
COVID.
had just
2021.
one antenatal class, and in that class they were talking about what to expect, time and stuff. But I felt like it wasn't as detailed as this class I'm saying. There were 4 classes in this class. It was like a master class, and it was really good. So just do your research, make sure that you are mentally prepared, because it is a whole lot. Childbirth, I hope that maybe I can invite some other moms also, so that we can talk about our childbirth stories and pregnancy stories and all. This is not to scare anybody, like I always say on my channel, but the more information that you have, the more knowledge that you have, and you now begin to do things from a strong and informed point of view. Yeah, that another thing I wanted to say is, for new moms, I would say find support system. If you've watched my labor, delivery, new mom story, I keep saying that yes, we are super moms. See, this one super mom sitting here, but she ran to Nigeria. Get help, because it can be draining.
Yeah.
Because especially as a first time mom, mentally as well, some people fall into postpartum depression. We are happy and glad that that was not our story. We are not shaming anybody, but get help. Speak out on time, so that we can help, so that people can help you while you are pregnant. I would say get people around you. Look for fellow moms as well, that you see that you guys vibe together,
That's
right?
very true.
Yeah, you guys,
And I know that, sorry to cut you, some people are always scared, who to trust, but don't rob yourself of the opportunity. The power of God that protects is more potent than the diabolism of one auntie out there. Entrust your life, you understand, and your baby's life to the hands of God. That does not mean you let everybody in your space if you don't want to. But know that even the midwife that you're giving, that's helping you in the hospital, you can't guarantee her faith for all I care. You
yeah,
understand? So ask
and that's true.
information that will help you. And don't forget that you need you to be able to take care of the baby. Some people just think about the baby and forget about themselves. And a woman told me that, do you realize that when, let's assume you were giving birth and you die in the process, this child will still survive somehow.
Yeah,
Somebody will be there.
yeah.
So you need to be sane for the child. Some people give birth and they go mad. They have issues up
Yeah,
there because
or they lose
they've
themselves.
not taken care of them. I know I'm one mom that I need to go back into shape. Yeah, but it's
Me
true.
too.
That's that part. But
So
then,
that's another thing. Oh, yeah,
yes, that's that
continue.
part. But still, take care of
Take care of
yourself. Be
yourself.
sane. Be okay. Eat well. Drink a lot of fluids. Help yourself. Then you can have strength enough to help the baby.
Yeah, I usually say you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are empty, you can't help your child. And you need to be there to help your child. Because after all, God gave you the grace to birth that child. Like, they want to see something.
Care of yourself. So postpartum, I had diastasis recti, so like pregnancy, like with my stomach, and so like I had to. This is postpartum. Sorry, I did not say it earlier. So I saw a lactation consultant, then I saw a physiotherapist, then I also went to see my midwife after. I don't know, did you guys do all this?
I saw my midwife, I think a month after I gave, or thereabouts.
Okay, I saw
No,
my
I think
midwife.
I think it was a month or so.
Mine was 6 months and then 1 year.
Maybe it was 6 months.
Wow.
So.
Yeah.
It's meant to be 6 weeks.
Maybe, but it was 6 weeks. It wasn't 6
Mine
months.
6 months and 1 year.
Wow.
No.
6 weeks.
Yes.
It should have been 6
You're
weeks.
supposed to
Just
go at
before-
6 weeks.
Just after you give birth, you're supposed to see your midwife.
Yeah.
No, I did,
Did
all
you
the
did you
checks
see a
in Ravi.
gynecologist at 6 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
No. When I was in the hospital, they
Yeah.
checked me, then checked my twins and certified them okay
Yeah.
and left me.
So you didn't do
So
the
you
6
didn't do
weeks?
any.
I didn't do
Oh
6
my
weeks.
God.
Wow.
So I did
Nobody
6
told
months
you.
once, and I did.
Your midwife didn't tell you.
She didn't tell me
Imagine,
anything.
nobody told you about 6 weeks.
Wow, you
That's
should
like the most
actually.
important-
Yeah, that's like the most important checkup because after 6 weeks, I remember before I gave my midwife had given me an appointment 6 weeks after.
Yeah.
So
After
after
I
6
gave birth, I
weeks,
never saw my midwife again.
Ah, really?
I
Never.
saw her at 6 weeks.
I saw
So
her.
postpartum, see all the doctors possible, physio,
Yeah.
lacto, everybody.
yeah,
Because I had to check to make sure my pelvic floor was okay after C-section, and then the separation of my abs muscles. Then I got exercise to do to help the healing process.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a lot. But
because I remember when I went to see my midwife as well, she checked and she was like, "Oh, that I don't have the
I
accessory
had 5
recti,"
centimeters.
and then she did the.
That
It's
thing is
amazing how
invasive.
invasive
Oh my God.
all these things are. Like you just see that somebody just chokes pew into
Oh,
your,
I start
you
doing
know,
something.
yeah, and she did it and she was like, oh, that your pelvic floor is strong, that I
Yeah.
can still grab because some people actually lose function down there
yeah.
when they give birth. So
So do all the checks.
yeah, do all the
possible.
check up that you need to do.
Yeah.
And one great advice: love yourself as a woman. You're doing a lot, from menstruation
Yeah.
to taking in
Ovulation,
love yourself. Appreciate that God made you a woman. I remember one time I had this. I traveled to it's some part of the North Maiduguri, and I went to a church. It's cooking, And the woman came out. She said, "I want to give a special number." People were laughing, but I learned a lot. And she was singing a song. Thank God for making me a woman. I'm not a man. That's her testimony, and she left. She believed that men are there for a purpose, but God has
I am here for a
invested
purpose,
so
yeah,
much in
as a
women.
woman.
And that was how she said. So appreciate yourself. Men cannot do what you're doing. We are queens, they are kings, and we give them their place.
Yeah.
But the process is not easy,
It's not.
Appreciate yourself. It will help you heal faster. Be thankful. God is faithful. He has made you pregnant. Be thankful. Thank God in all things. So that's my
And if at any point you feel like you don't feel okay, please seek help. We are not going to demean the fact that there is actually, some sort of depression that happens to some women. So if you feel some sort of way, like maybe you feel like you want to kill your baby or throw your baby away or things like that, or you suddenly feel like your baby is no longer a blessing, please seek help. It's one of the things is that maybe the stress, the reality, changing hormones, you're going through a lot.
Whole human. So
Yes,
give yourself a break
and
and reach out for help.
and give yourself that accolade. Give yourself, wear that crown, queen. You are a queen. You are doing too much, so wear the crown, sit, and be proud of who you are. Right? All right. I think that brings us to the end of this conversation. Please don't forget to leave your comments. I hope you guys had an amazing time as we did filming this. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let us know what you think. If you've had a baby before, how was your process? What was it like? Let us know in the comment section. And if you've not had a child before, still let us know what you think about our own experiences. Thank you so much, guys, for always hanging out with us. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Jesus loves you. Bye.
Bye.